It is time, guys, for some premium content. We're gonna make a tier list. Osmanthus wine is the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory? Let me just put on some music in the background. Yes. So, we're gonna make a tier list. Like, no one has ever done that on YouTube. No one ever. I will be the first Genshin content creator that makes a tier list. So, this is a site that no one knows. It's called Tier Maker, and in here you basically just create your tiers, and then you drag the characters that you want in the correct things. So what are we going to talk about? Well, Ayaka isn't out yet, so I don't know yet. Is there any other characters that don't belong in here? Okay, no. So, I'm gonna judge you as you make a tier list. Thanks. I'm gonna need it. So, where are we gonna start? We have S, A, B, C, and D. Well, you know that D is the worst and S is the best. Let's start with Albedo. I haven't played Albedo, so I don't know. But what I have seen is his E is pretty useful, and it can work really good with Zhang Li. And because it works really good with Zhang Li, I would say he's A tier, but I don't know. So maybe he belongs in the B tier, but I am going to put him in the A tier because he is actually pretty solid for what you can do. So yeah, A for him. Amber. I really want her to be good, but she doesn't have anything. The only thing that she has is, well, the fire arrows. She could put the bunny. You can do try-hard things like throw the bunny somewhere, and then if you shoot him correctly, the bunny explodes and does absolute bonkers damage. There are things that you can do with Amber, and maybe she could belong in the B tier. But with the things that she adds to her kit, like I think it's HP based, while you will build her with attack and pyro damage. So why it seems like it doesn't work. So I really don't want her to belong in the D. So I'm gonna put her in C because she deserves love. I know, guys. I know that she belongs in the D. I know that. I know, but I want also people to love her because she's a sweetheart. I mean, she's the first character that you come across in the game. She deserves it. She learned you how to fly, goddammit. Traveler. I'm not gonna talk about the Traveler. Barbara. Barbara is great as a healer. I mean, she's also a great singer. People are saying that her voice changed, but I haven't heard that yet. So I can't argue about that. I'm sorry. I will also not venture that way. So let's not talk about the voice actress because that doesn't make sense. But Barbara does immense healing. She's really great as a healer, but you have to use her on the battlefield to do that. And you will need to build her as well. She has a great book that increases the attack to the one that you switch to. So she is really, really good when you pair her with the correct character. Like you can pair her with Kaching, for instance. So you enable Electro Charge as well. So for healing, she belongs in the S tier. I mean, she's really good at healing. But how you use her is difficult. So I would say A. Because the reason why I put her in A, if you do the shield, you apply wet to yourself for like a small interval every couple seconds. And depending on where you are, if there's ice around you, then you will get frozen. If there's fire around you, you will get vaporized and get extra damage. There's stuff that is wonky when you're using Barbara. So, I would say A. People are saying Barbara B tier. I would say okay. If you're talking about getting the wet and it can kill you, then of course it belongs in B. But if you learn how to play her, if you time it correctly, if you're not doing just brainless things with Barbara, she actually is a solid character. So I would still stick with my guns and say A. Beidou, S tier because she's a waifu. Jung Yoon. Zhang Li is the one that I haven't really played that much. The thing that I really love using him for is his frozen status for the character that is out, and I always paired him with Diluc. So what I would say Zhang Li is B tier, because I don't think his damage is that good. I haven't built him yet. Maybe he is really good. Maybe his constellations also change, but I don't want to talk about constellations because characters change in tier when it's constellation-wise. So Zhang Yoon B. If he has great damage, then it would be A, but you know the B tier is empty, so let's put him in B. Yeah. So just pair him with someone else that can use the frozen at some way. Like Diluc is perfect. Even Bennett is perfect in combination with Jung Yoon, because you can do cryo damage and then use the skills with these characters to do like pyro damage, and then melt will happen and you do extreme amounts of damage. B tier is right. Hey, I'm doing things correctly. Nice, guys. Thank you. Bennett, superior. Bennett is extremely good. If you have Bennett, build him. Do not, listen to me, do not go to C6 with Bennett. Do not. You will break your comp. You will break it, because Bennett he lays down the law, his little thumb on the floor, and when you're standing in it, you get healed, and when you're at 70% health or higher, you will get an attack boost. And that's just perfect. That's absolutely amazing. But what you get at C6 is you'll get pyro damage on your weapons. And if you're like a Keqing main or any other character that has a different element on their weapons, they will be changed, and that's not good. Bennett is really good. If you C6 him, then no, it's not a D tier. It will be A if you C6 him. But S tier. S tier for him. Diluc, S. I mean, is there something that I need to say more? His damage is just amazing. You can do, if I equipped him with the full witch of the flames, the pyro set. Something with the witch pyro set. I don't remember the correct name. But if you equip the 4 set and you do his E triple times, 3 times, you will get a boost of your 2-piece set. And your 2-piece set is 15% extra pyro damage, so you'll get double that. That's 30% pyro damage. So with the Diluc and a pyro goblet, I almost have 100% pyro damage increased. That's insane. So I will be doing tremendous amounts of damage with Diluc on the battlefield. If you have the Wolf's Gravestone, then it's just a match made in heaven, and you'll wreak havoc across the battlefield. So yeah, Diluc doesn't have to be explained. That's true. I'm moving on. Diona. Haven't played her as well, but I have seen what she can do, and she is actually a really good healer. She does the same thing like Bennett, where she creates a healing thing on the floor, but you throw it. It's not like when you do it on the floor and you're standing in it. You actually throw it in an arc in front of you, and then you go stand in it to get healed. You also throw shields, and depending on, I think if you hold it or if you tap it, the shield is stronger or less strong. So Diona has great skills, but I'm not sure if she's viable in many comps. Like I couldn't find any viable comp with Diona, so I'm gonna put her in B. I'm not sure if it's fair. As I said, I don't play Diona, so I don't know. But I think B is fair. Let's see, Fischl. I want to put Fischl in S tier. I really want to do it. I don't think there's anything stopping me. Let me think. We have Oz. When Oz is on the battlefield, you have an extra part of damage. I think if you see C1 or C2 her, then you'll always have an orb that does damage. Like, you don't have to summon Oz and you do damage. So there's always an extra piece of damage when you're using Fischl. And if you put Oz on the battlefield and you switch characters, Oz still does damage. And then if you C6 her, Oz will do like a tremendous amount of damage if you do a electro-related reaction. So just support-wise, she's amazing. Ever since just version 1.0, she has been amazing. So I'm gonna keep her in S tier. So that's that. Ganyu S because booty. Jean S because booty. Not everything can be booty, but I mean, everyone has seen it, right? The damage that Ganyu does, it's amazing. Like just a charged shot does as much damage as Zhang Li's ult. So I mean, Jean, while if we talk booty, then S tier, but I think Jean still belongs in the A tier. She has the same thing as Bennett and Diona, where you create a field where everyone's in it, they get healed, but it also gives the animo status to opponents that go inside the field. And her healing that she does is based on attack. So you could main her, and you can have a main healer, but there's not much things that you can do with her. Apart from being in the tower defense where you suck everyone up and then you throw them off of the bridge. I mean, that then she's S tier. But apart from that, I mean, she's not the best. She's also not the worst. I would still put her in A. I mean, A is good for Jean. Kaya. While being a free character, and you would say, well, free characters, they deserve to be in the C spot because, well, everyone gets him and everyone just plays him because they get. That's not true. I mean, I don't know if anyone says that, but it's assumable. Kaya is actually really great. I tried maining him for a moment, and he does really well. He actually really does. His E has 5 or 6 second cooldown, so you can just freeze everyone. Or well, put cryo on them, and then if you have a water, a hydro character, then you can freeze them. But damage-wise, he's not perfect. He's not the best. But his Q, his burst, will put icicles around him that just constantly put out cryo. So you can use him as a support, and then freeze everyone. If you have him and Xingqiu just surrounded with hydro swords and cryo icicles, you could just run up to people doing nothing and they are frozen. I mean, what more do you want? So damage wise, he doesn't belong in the A tier. He does belong in the B tier. But if you're talking support, then he does belong in the A tier. But we're talking about the character in a whole, and then it's B. Keqing, S tier. Well, mostly booty. Also biased because I'm a Keqing main. So, S tier. Klee. While she has an enormous amount of damage, I mean, she's up there with the Luke, with the damage stat and the pyro. The thing that makes her A tier for me is how she plays. She has really slow throwables, and if you really want to play her optimally, you have to cancel the attacks. Like if you do a charge attack, at the point of the charge, you'll have to jump, so you get out of the animation. There are things that if you don't do it correctly, you'll get clunky. And that's why she doesn't belong in the S tier for me. She belongs in the A tier. If she wasn't as clunky, well, for me, maybe people that play her and play her optimally, they're like, this is a piece of cake. I mean, you just jump whenever. Well, I mean, maybe if I practice, I would get good with it. But I'm also talking about everyone and just the character itself here. So I think she belongs in the A tier. There's someone in chat here. League is 4A games. Everyone say hi to him. Everyone on YouTube, comment now. League is 4A games. You're the best. He says he's a Klee main. And he also says that she's slow. So, yeah. Lisa. Lisa's hard. Or hard for Lisa. Well, the thing is, she's a catalyst wheeler, so she can do a lot of damage. She has a great skill. You just throw out electric orbs, and if enemies are touched with that electric orb, then they get a charge, and that just a tap of the skill, it has almost no cooldown. So you can do that 3 times, and when it's when they're loaded 3 times or charged 3 times, you can hold your E, and then she stands there with her hand in the air. The sky goes purple, and then there's like poof, lightning strike. That's amazing. I mean, that was the part where I was like, dude, I love this game. That's why I fell in love with this. It's actually the reason I fell in love. There's a friend of mine that I showed him, like, look at the sky when you hold E. It was amazing. So, and that's actually the part where she does amazing damage. She stands there like this. So if you're surrounded by enemies, even though if they're charged, they can attack you. You're like a ragdoll. You're just standing there getting damage. So what you need is a setup where you put a shield around her, or where you just get her shielded, get her protected, and then she can do her E. So she needs a comp to work 100%. Well, everyone needs a comp, but the thing that I'm saying is she has a great weakness that you can't ignore. Her Q is also just a lantern that does damage, like Bennett's and Jean's, but she does actually more damage than the rest. So yeah, she can get in the A, but maybe B. I think B is fair. Mona. I've said it more than enough, I think, that I don't have Mona. It's the only character I don't have. Ningguang, thighs. Great thighs. Booty. Booty S. But I want to put her in S because her damage is insane. If you get her C1, her auto attacks do AoE damage, so it's not only single target, because people say she's a single target queen, but I think that she's capable of more than that. If you get her to C6, then her burst does immense amount of damage. So I would put her in S. I mean, Noel. Noel is really good. I've said it earlier in the stream. By the way, I stream twice a week. Get in the streams, so we can talk some more. We can have some fun. I want to put her in B because she's only useful for a limited amount of time when her shield is up. When her shield is up and you attack, you heal. And when you no, that's not true. You also have to no. Wait, I'm getting confused with other characters. No. So when you have your breastplate, the E, and you hit, you get healed. And when you do the Q, the burst, you will I think you will deal more damage, of course, but you will have 100% chance to heal. While not in the Q or not in the burst, you will only have 50% chance to heal on every attack. And that itself is a bummer. That's C worthy. But she has great attack. She has great potential when it comes to healing with Barbara and playing as Barbara. If you main DPS her and you build her with the full defense, I think she could be A. I mean, I've seen people reach like 6,000 attack with Noel at a C6. It's insane. I mean, she can do a lot. But if you're not C6 Noel, if you're like a C0, C1, then it's B. I mean, sorry for Noel mains. Just say you have a maid fetish. Maid B. Scro. Yep. Unfortunately, she's only viable at C6. That's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at the character as a base. Like, if you look at the C6 characters, then they can all be here. Like, you know, I don't want that. Chi-Chi. While healing is really sweet, really good, her skill has so long cooldown. What the hell is that? So you'll have to equip her with the sacrificial sword, but I have it put on another character that will go on. I will talk about that later. But I don't want to put her here because I feel like there are other healers that do better. You know, like Bennett. Bennett does better, in my opinion. In my opinion, this is my opinion. What I have seen from Chi-Chi, I have Chi-Chi. I'm lucky about that. So, while she's on the battlefield and you do your E, you can switch out and it does cryo on the enemies you hit. And when you do your Q, you put like this little talisman thing on the enemy, and when you attack it, you get healed. So it's a pretty good off battlefield healer, really good. But there's nothing else that you can do. I mean, you build her with attack, so basically you need to get high attack, so you could use her as a main DPS at some point. But I don't see the need to, because there are other characters that are so much better at that than Chi-Chi. People are saying that Chi-Chi needs to be B tier, but I think she deserves a little better than B tier, because she is actually really good at healing. So that's why I put her in A. Razor, S. There's nothing that you can say to me that would make me put Razor in A, because what Razor does, he does best. Physical damage and enabling Super Conduit to get that physical resistance down on the enemy is amazing. If you pair him with Kaya, for instance, you switch to Kaya, do the E, switch to Razor, do his E, you superconduct it, bam, 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 dead. It's, oof. I mean, it's the best. And then when you do his Q, you get the big wolf behind you. If you hit with the sword is still physical, and then whatever the wolf does is electro. So you do double damage, but still physical. So you don't need to build electro, you just build physical, and you get extra damage. Razor is amazing. It's just amazing. Sucrose, I will put her in A because her support is phenomenal. What she does best is using her E to just get everyone in the center. And while she gets everyone in the center, you can swirl anything that's already inside. Maybe you put Zhang Li on the battlefield and have Guaba just putting out fires. Maybe you have Kaya on the battlefield and you have cryoed everyone. You just swirl that onto the enemy. And I think if you have C1 Sucrose, then you have 2 charges, so you can do it again after a while. If you have C4 Sucrose, then it's just S tier. But C4 Sucrose will let you lower the cooldown of your E, depending on how many. I think it's 7 times. When you did the normal attack 7 times, your E is decreased, or the cooldown of the E is decreased. I mean, Sucrose is so good. Even their Q, I think it absorbs 1 element, and then it just deals a tremendous amount of damage of that element. I mean, Sucrose is A. There's nothing that you can say to me. Tartaglia. Oh, I've been dreading this because if you have him C6, he's above and beyond. He will be top tier S. He will be top tier. Like there's nothing that you can say that will make anyone believe that Tartaglia isn't an S tier at C6. I'm still gonna put him at A because, well, let's put him high A. That doesn't actually matter. I'm gonna put him A tier because I have a C0 Tartaglia, and I really want to use him as a melee character. But his cooldown is, cooldown. I really don't like that. That's why I put him in A tier, because when you switch from ranged to melee, you have to use it a couple times, switch back, and then the cooldown is 6 seconds. But if you use it for 30 seconds, I think is it 30 seconds or maybe 35, maybe longer, the cooldown will be like 45 seconds. Like, what? Are you kidding me? How can you efficiently use Tartaglia? You have to have him C6, because if you have him C6 and you go to melee stance and you do your burst, then when you switch back to ranged, your melee your skill is reset. You know, If there was something done to that cooldown, he would be S tier immediately. But due to that cooldown, he is A tier. The damage that he does is unbelievable. The damage is S tier, but just because of the cooldown, he's A tier. I'm sorry if I offended some of you, but it is the truth. Venti, S tier. You gather enemies and you swirl everything. You just use his E and his Q. You don't even auto attack with Venti. You just gather everyone, go to someone else, shoot everyone, bam, 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 they're dead. Venti, S tier. Nothing you can say. Zhang Li, B tier. Why exactly? Well, I have tried maining her. She can do damage. But there are other characters that do damage better than her. The thing that she does best is her burst. The flame spear that just twirls around you is great. It's really great. If you have an electro character like Beidou as your main, you just put electro on the character or on the opponent, and then with the flame spear, they will get overloaded. It does really good damage, but you don't always go using Zhang Li, you know? That's why I put her in B. She does great cooking, but no. Zhao. I haven't had the opportunity to test him full. I just tried him, and I have seen people building him. He has so much damage. When you do the Q and the jumping, it's amazing. You get the energy recharge so fast. So I think that if you build him correctly at C0, he can beat everyone. So there are things that you can do with Zhao, but you need to have the right comp, you need to have the right build, right setup, and he will be great. He will be really great. So I will put Zhao in S because I think people still need to discover stuff, and it will make him even more viable. Xingqiu. Can I like make another one? Can I make double S? Can I make a double S here? No, because Xingqiu, I'm gonna put him here. Best character in the game. Like I have been, if I didn't know better, I think I might be, well, not straight, because this guy, my god, am I simping for that one. I have created a video dedicated to Xingqiu. I have spoken about Xingqiu in my Kaching video. I saw art on Reddit that made me believe that he was hot. I don't know. It's really weird, but he's the best character in the entire game. Better than Bennett, because people say that Bennett is double S tier, but Xingqiu is triple, quadruple, 100 triple S. I don't know. He's the best. You put swords around you with the skill. Those swords absorb damage. You still get slightly bit of damage through those swords when you get hit, but when a sword breaks, you get healed by an amount of his attack. So basically, you don't get damage because the damage that gets through will get healed afterwards. You know, and if you didn't get hurt or you didn't get hit because you're a dodging master. The 4, or at C0 it's 3 swords, at C1 it's 4 swords. If those swords disappear altogether, you get healed by the maximum amount. So that itself is amazing. You have a shield and you have healing with one character. It's not, no one else can do that. Because Zhang Li only gives you a shield, Xinyan gives you only a shield, Diona gives you only a shield, but not a shield that also heals you. If you get what I mean. But then his burst is the best. You get the same swords around you, but they don't break. They just absorb damage. They don't break ever during the complete duration. And when you attack, it doesn't matter if you're Xingqiu, it doesn't matter what character you are. When Xingqiu's burst is active, every character that you switch to can attack, and then just Hydro Swords appear. And those Hydro Swords appear, do damage, and apply wet status. So that's why I main him with Kaching, because I just do constant overcharge, electro charge. Constant electro charge. If you do him with Ganyu, then it's constant frozen. There's so much that you can do with Xingqiu. He fits in every comp. If you do him with Diluc, that's constant vaporize. You see what I'm saying? Xingqiu is the best character in the game. The best one. Ah, simp. Yes, I am. I'm sorry. Xinyan. I tried to play her with Zhang Li, but Zhang Li's shield is so much better than her shield that I don't really want to bother playing her, because her shield activates when you hit 3 opponents while activating the E. Then her shield is the best. I think that's kind of gimmicky, because how many times do you have 3 enemies right next to you? Like, it's almost never, because I always hit like 2 or 1, and I don't know. It feels really gimmicky. Maybe if Sucrose pulled them together and then you switch to Xinyan and then you do the hit, it could work. I don't know. Maybe there are setups that make her work better. I want to put her in B. I don't know. I have seen videos that she's a great support, so I can't really say. I want to say she's B. I don't want to offend anyone, so let's keep her there. Zhang Li. I mean, now he's S tier. Prior to 1.3, he was A. People might even say B or C or D. But now, oh my god. I mean, I have built him fully HP. Only HP artifacts. Nothing else. Nothing else. He has 51k HP right now on my account. 51k HP. And I'm unkillable. No one can touch me. There's not... I've soloed... what's his face? Child. I've soloed Child Boss with Zhang Li. Can you believe it? So, S tier. It doesn't matter if he has small PP damage. He has big PP shield. So, yes, S tier. Well, Ayaka isn't out, so I don't know. Ether and Lamine. Well, I'm playing Lamine, so I don't know what to tell you. Eventually, she will be S tier because she has every element at her disposal. But like Geo, I don't know. Geo isn't really that viable for me, so it's B or C even. And if you do like Animo Traveler, I think it's also B. They're really versatile, but it's like their other characters do it so much better. So why would you? And those are the characters. Well, behind my face here, right there, there's Ayaka. That's the only character. But how could you place her somewhere? Why is she even in here? It doesn't make sense. So I will put her in D because D is eluding me. They are eluding me. This one isn't out and I don't have this one. So I can't judge Mona, but Mona will probably be A. I think Mona will be A. She enables big PP damage. That's what she enables, but I can't say. I don't have any experience. And this is my tier list, guys. This is my tier list. I hope you like that. I really do hope. I'm streaming, so this will be really weird for the people watching, but I'm gonna, do a proper ending to a YouTube video. So I hope you liked it. If you did leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching this video to completion, you absolute legend. And share it with your friends so people will see this channel and they're like, oh god, this guy is funny and he makes great content, and then they will subscribe as well, and I will get more ad revenue to put into this game. So, well, thank you.
Well, let's not break out the joy loom just yet. Draw.